King David was a man who loved God deeply. The Bible even calls him a man after God's own heart. Yet, despite his devotion and desire, God did not allow David to build the temple, the house where his name would dwell in Jerusalem. After David had established his kingdom and was living in a beautiful palace, he began to feel troubled. He realized that while he lived in a house made of cedar, the ark of God was still kept inside a tent. David said to the prophet Nathan, "Here I am, living in a house of cedar, while the ark of God remains in a tent." 2 Samuel 7 verse 2. David desired to build a magnificent temple for the Lord. At first, Nathan encouraged him to do whatever was in his heart. But that very night, God spoke to Nathan and gave him a different message for David. God reminded David that he had never asked anyone to build him a house since bringing Israel out of Egypt. Instead, God had been moving with his people in a tent and tabernacle. Then God made something clear: David would not be the one to build the temple. Later, David explained the reason to the people of Israel. "But God said to me, 'You shall not build a house for my name, because you have been a man of war and have shed blood.'" 1 Chronicles 28 verse 3. David had fought many battles. He was a warrior king chosen to defend Israel and establish the kingdom. Because his hands had been involved in war and bloodshed, God chose someone else for the peaceful task of building the temple. Instead, God chose David's son, Solomon. "He shall build a house for my name." 1 Chronicles 22 verse 10. Even though David could not build the temple himself, he did not become bitter or discouraged. Instead, he prepared everything Solomon would need: gold, silver, stone, wood, and detailed plans for the temple. David supported the vision even though he would never see it completed. Lessons from David's story. 1. A good desire does not always mean it is your assignment. David had a beautiful intention to build a house for God, but God had a different plan. Sometimes what we desire is good, but it may not be the role God has chosen for us. 2. Every person has a different assignment in God's plan. David's assignment was to fight battles and establish the kingdom. Solomon's assignment was to build the temple. Both roles were important. 3. Support the vision even if you will not finish it. David prepared everything for the temple so that Solomon could succeed. Great people are willing to prepare the future for others. 4. God looks at obedience more than ambition. David accepted God's decision and continued to serve him faithfully. In the end, David may not have built the temple, but he built something even greater: an obedient heart toward God. And sometimes, the greatest legacy is not what we build ourselves, but what we help the next generation build. Stay anchored on God, and watch your legacy outlive you.
Thank you for watching.